what is your vision to ensure equal accessibility and effective commitment to all programs and citizens and students in the city of Jacksonville?
Man, I feel your pain. Let me tell you something. I've been, and it was a terrible thing that happened to my brain. I guess about 82, and I was left blind and crippled. And so, when you find yourself in that situation, it's going to be enough to scare you to death. It did me. All I could think about was getting back. So, should we make things more available? Absolutely. And, we've got to work on that every day. But that's something we get up with every morning. I know when I was blind and crippled that I got up with it every morning, and I was scared pretty bad. But I had no choice but to struggle through it. That's what we're going to have to do in this case, is just feel the feeling. I know Audrey's probably got certainly more and comprehensive plans than I do, but that's because she's a hell of a lot brighter than I am. Since she's got a brain in her head, I've got a pea.
That's not true.
So the two of us compared to one another, I'm sure her solutions will be better than mine. But I do feel your pain, and I know what it's like to get up every morning with a problem like that, and as much as I did blind and crippled. It's a challenge. Every challenge is difficult. It's an uphill battle. But we get up with it every morning, and we deal with it every morning to try to get on through the day.
Well, and when I was working for Mayor Delaney, Jack Gilrup led the disability division of the city, and he did a really good job of that. And he was such an advocate for enforcing the Americans with Disabilities Act, making sure that businesses were accessible, making sure that our sidewalks got curb cuts and got that special coating where people who are blind could see, making sure that we worked with the nonprofit community, like programs like ARC, to make sure that people can work, that there's job coaches, that there's abilities for people to get employment and live productive lives, just like you do at Everbank. And so I think it takes a mayor who says it's important, disabled people are an important part of our community, it's an important part of our diversity, they're part of our community's self-worth and self-image, and I want to make sure we have a strong voice at City Hall that intersects with the nonprofit community and intersects with people in our disabled community that are citizens to really tackle the obstacles that you're talking about. I'd love us to have the reputation of being the most ADA-friendly city in the country. And we've got some good companies, as you well know, like CSX and others that are really stepping up to the plate to be part of that. So I want to continue the good work of the nonprofit community. It's important that the mayor's office have a strong voice for the disabled community as well. And have you met Mr. Lee, Jason?
No.
Warren Lee? Jason?
You too.
Listen to your story. We want to make sure that we can facilitate all disabilities in our city government. Make sure that whatever it is that needs to happen, make sure it can happen, and it has the ability to happen, and it will happen. As Audrey said, we all have a special place in our heart for people with disability. I know that my Marine Corps buddy, he just upon my leaving the Marine Corps, he got in a terrible accident and broke his neck, so he had disability. So I understand that there's challenging days and there's challenging times when you don't want to go. But I'm also reminded something that my good friend said. He said, if you can look up, you can get up. And with that every day, I know that even the challenges that we face on a daily basis, I know that if you can look up, you can get up, certainly. And we want to embrace everything that's happening with you. As far as ARC is concerned, we want to make sure that there's jobs available for you and work hand in hand with you and make sure that our office have a special attention to these. And American disabilities is one of the greatest things that we have to have. We have to have that component to connect with our city government, and we will. Certainly will. We certainly appreciate you.
Jason, tell these two gentlemen how long you've worked at Everbank.
Well, almost 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you have a pension?
Yes.
It ain't like
I told you she was much smarter than me. You need to stick with Mrs. Moran on the really tough questions.
He's a star. Jason's
So,
a